Alright, let's get to work. Say no more. We'll tell you how it works. On the game screen, it probably looks like we're reacting to the people, right? But actually, we're not checking the people at all. What would happen if the touch sensors were checking the people? We're the same people, just with a different coat of paint. They'd react to any person, whether red, blue, or polka dotted. Here's the trick. Instead of a person, I'm actually checking for the left Joy-Con fancy object. That's me, but of course you already knew that. Nice. The left Joy-Con is super in right now. You can set the touch sensors to check whatever you want in the settings screen. So select the right one. Go to this to check what? That's the Joy-Con L, yes. And once you had a good look, close the settings screen. I, on the other hand, am set to check the right Joy-Con fancy objects instead of the people. The left Joy-Con is fine if you're into that sort of thing, but the right Joy-Con is where it's really at. That IR motion camera tucked in its cute little window. Adorable. I simply cannot. Have you look at the settings for the touch sensor not on as well. Check that, settings screen, and there you have it set to the right Joy-Con. Keep in mind the touch sensor node on are checking fancy objects, not people. Close settings. I have quite the appetite for all things quasi-cylindrical at the moment. Slightly squashed sausages, long boiled eggs. So cool. I want nothing more than to show off this gorgeous shape. To not be seen is too much! That's as good a time as any to see what happens if you make the fancy objects visible. So let's select them. Yep. Open up the settings screens, enable visible, and we can close it. And go to that, to the settings screen, enable visible, and close that up. Let's see what happens to the game screen. The blue person has a left Joy-Con, and the red person has a right Joy-Con stuck onto them. That's how fancy objects work. The blue 4 touch sensor only reacts to the blue Joy-Con. And the red floor touch sensor only reacts to the red Joy-Con. Move the person with the L and R at the same time to see if you get them to both hit their sensors. When the people touch the floors, the Joy-Con controllers come into contact with the touch sensor. Yes. Excuse me. Trying to clear up my sinuses. Got it? The touch sensors react to the fancy object Joy-Con. When you've gotten your head around all this stuff, head back to the program screen. Did you see my fancy self? Were you impressed? When you can see the fancy object node on, it's easier to understand what's going on, isn't it? When the left Joy-Con fancy object comes into my range, I sent the effect node on a little signal. And when I get the touch sensor node on signal at my input port, bang, crash, boom, etc. Stop startling us. You know, shush. You can't just start yelling your head off suddenly out of nowhere. Sorry. I'm the stylish green floor in the middle. Quite eye-catching, really, in fact. Be careful about sitting on me. Oh, the center would be just the perfect, most fantastic position for me. Okay, then let's do something cool with that one. So, looks like when you do that, rather blue touches it. This is exciting. So we gotta move that sensor here and bring it to the middle too. Oh, they're right in the exact same place. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Looks like we lost our touch sensor node on. We're just in the way now. We'll leave it up to you. Kinda lonely now. Let's see how this has changed things at the game screen. Touch sensor's range is shown by the the frame above the green floor in the middle. There's only one frame here, but two sensors. Use L and R to move the people onto the green floor in turn. When the blue person touches it, there's a bang. And when the red person touches it, they take damage. Did you see? Different things happen each time. That means different touch sensors are reacting. When you've had a good look at the differences between two people, pop back to the program screen. How's that? It might look like there's just one thing in play, but actually, there are differences at work. The center is so trendy this season. The fancy objects have been visible just to make everything understand easy. I think it's better if they're invisible, don't you? How dare you! We only got to take center stage for a little while. But isn't it cool that even if you can't see them, their presence still has an effect? I guess that's what they mean when they talk about hidden talents. Why would you want a high talent? It's much better to share it with the world. It's about modesty, I guess, but I'm thinking share talent, at best. Some of us are bursting with talent, eh? Anyway, have you got your head around how to differentiate between different Nodon at the same time? Don't forget, we touch sensor Nodon can check fancy objects that look different. So if you connect us to different fancy object Nodon, the touch sensor Nodon can differentiate between us. The example we just saw now was person Nodon, but they aren't the only Nodon that can be connected to it. You can adopt this technique to a lot of different situations, so keep that in mind. And I think that's about all we've got for you. Bye! This time I was mostly working behind the scenes, but one day I'll be the star of the show. Yeah, I guess they will. So, here we are with another lesson in Alice's Guide, Finding a Winner. Hello, Dry Crunch. This time around, I'm going to explain how to find a winner in a game. It's a bit tricky though, so let's take it step by step. First note the blue blocks with the number on it. Give L a press, please. See that? There was a sound and the number changed from 1 to 0. Press L again. Nothing happened. As soon as L has been pressed once, nothing happens when it's pressed again. This is actually an important part of programming in win or lose outcomes. Let's go to the program screen for a closer look. Hey, it's you again. How you doing, Dry Crunch? I'm flag Nodon. Sleeping. Hello there, Dry Crunch. I'm object number Nodon at your service. When flag Nodon outputs a signal, it's up to me to display it on the blue box. Back again to make a big old fuss, are you, Dry Crunch? I'm happy to oblige. Dry Crunch, what are you doing here? Oh, victory outcome programming? That's nice. Guess I should explain that. What happens when you press L? Sorry for sleep talking. First, I should be set to off. If the flag Nodon is off, no signal gets through, so I display 0. If you were to give L a little press while the flag Nodon is off, then my own on port gets a signal and switches me on. Once the flag Nodon's on, the signal comes through and I display 1. And once I'm on, the signal can hit my port as much as it likes. But I'm staying on. And that's why, once I've changed from 0 to 1, I'll stay at 1. Which, what it all means is I remember whether L has been pressed, even if it only has been pressed once. But this isn't about victory or defeat at all. This wasn't an outcome judgment lesson. Not even a little bit. Well, next we have to introduce the opposing team, don't we? Hey-yo! I'm here to let you know when someone presses R. I'm so much better than that button note on for L over there. Here I am. My counterpart makes a lot of noise, doesn't he? Well, my bite's much worse than my bark. I'm here for all your damage effect needs. Hello, Dread Crunch. I'm the number object note on. I'm here to display the right hand flag note on state on a nice red box. Our team here is set up pretty much the same as the exact little team. But now that we doubled the note on in one fell swoop, we should take a peek at what we've done at the game screen, which we will look into in the next video. So I'll see you all next time. Alright? Alright. Peace to Crispy. Bye, guys.